A rally in support of the January 6 rioters is currently underway in Washington. So far, attendance is sparse. Despite a huge buildup ahead of the rally, online chatter in the last couple of days seemed to coax many into avoiding the event. The rally was intended to support people who were arrested following the attack on the U.S. Capitol, many of whom have been charged with assaulting law enforcement officers. Others have been charged with trespassing and other offenses. Crews had reinstalled an 8-foot-high fence surrounding the Capitol complex earlier this week. U.S. Capitol Police and D.C. Metro Police have also increased their presence. And the Pentagon authorized 100 members of the D.C. National Guard to stand by as a precautionary measure. For more on all this, I want to bring in CBS News senior investigative correspondent Catherine Herridge. Catherine, tell us where you are and what you're seeing.
Well, Lana, this is really the first real security test for the folks here on Capitol Hill since January 6th. And our team has been on the ground here for just over an hour, and I can tell you that there is a highly visible, very dense security presence. Just take a walk with me, and what you'll see here on the street at the base of the rally, I've counted over 30 flatbed trucks and dump trucks that are lining this avenue. They're here as a physical barrier for crowd control and to prevent any violence spilling over into the rally. This is the rally site here. If you just look over to my left, what you can see is that it really is very thinly populated at this point. Really, in the last few minutes, we've seen a few dozen people arrive. We've talked to a couple of people about why they're here. They say that they want this to be nonviolent. They say they're here to support people who were arrested after January 6th, who they say are nonviolent people who are still being incarcerated. But critics say that this is an effort to rewrite the history of January 6th. I was here on the 6th, and it's a completely different picture from that time. Just think back to the crowds that pushed up onto the steps and the terrace of the Capitol building behind me. So far, this is very sparsely populated, not a lot of people, but that very visible security presence, which has been designed not only to block violence, but to also be, in some ways, a deterrent for folks here on the ground, Lana.
Yeah, Catherine, I want to follow up with what you were saying. Obviously, I remember, and our viewers do as well, your coverage of those January 6 riots. How has security changed since then?
I think the biggest difference, Lana, is that they've taken a layered security approach. And what I mean by that is that you have this very visible, heavy security presence. I talked about the trucks. But if you just look over this way, what you also see is that very visible security presence from the police here in Washington. What we've seen is that many of them have their riot gear, their helmets, their shields, their batons. They're strapped to their waist. They're ready to go if necessary. And we've also seen what I would call sort of tabletop exercises, sort of coordination between different law enforcement agencies leading up to this rally. So there's the coordination of law enforcement, but again, this physical security, not just the barriers that you see here, but then, of course, the fence. If we go over this way, the fence that has been reinstalled at the perimeter of the Capitol. And that also has additional security cameras in place. And the whole idea is that as you approach the Capitol building, the physical barriers become more difficult to overcome. And that gives law enforcement the opportunity to move in and try and shut down whatever violence may be escalating.
Interesting, too. I imagine that also seeing those images and knowing that those images are being caught on camera is also a deterrent effect. And Catherine, as you and your crew are pointing out, there's a lot of security there. It looks like we're seeing also a lot of journalists, and it looks like just kind of looky-loos with a very sparse presence of people actually rallying in support. Talk to us about the counter-protests that are also happening, and what does the latest intelligence tell us about the possibility of either violent clashes between those two groups or any type of violence either in D.C. or in any of the other protests that are happening in various parts of the country?
Well, the intelligence based on our reporting here at CBS News does not point to a specific or credible threat. There has been what I'll describe as pockets of chatter about potential violence. But I think the most solid information we received from the Capitol Hill police chief late yesterday, when he said he felt the likeliest flashpoint for violence on this day would be between the counter-protesters and folks at this rally. I'm just going to walk back over this way because the counter-protesters are being separated and asked to gather over a mile from here. If you know Washington, it's Freedom Plaza, so the idea is to create that physical distance to avoid the likelihood of this overlap with individuals. What I can say here on the ground is that we have seen a handful of arguments, pretty heated arguments, between individuals that seem to be on different sides of this issue. We saw one man being taken away by police, and we're trying to confirm whether he has been arrested. But so far, this has been pretty isolated. But again, the focus is that violence, if it happens, the police chief felt was more likely once this rally was over and there was interaction or sort of overlap with the counter-protesters, Lana.
All right, Catherine, thank you so much.
You're welcome.